Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting right now, only on Stunner Radio, the heart and soul of the culture.
Hey, good evening. Hey,
good evening. Good evening.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm trying to feel a whole lot better. So I'm missing not sitting next to you. So
I know I miss you too.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. So I'll see you real soon. So you see, I still got a cold and I got all this stuff going on, right? Okay, so
who's gonna tell me? Who's gonna tell me not to tap my fingernails?
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, so listen, this is the best month I could think of for two reasons. You know what one of them is? Because it's my birthday month.
It's her birthday month.
Right. And then the next reason is because it's Black Men Month. It's Men Month, but hey, Black men to us. It's their month. We're going through what's going on, and we got some awesome men the rest of this month.
We're going to showcase our Black men all the month of November. All except one Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. We won't be on Thanksgiving. And the other 3 months.
That's the month. I mean, that's the day we really should do that because, most of the men are going to be cooking, and I hope.
And we could really show them how much we appreciate them. That will be a good day. But we're not on.
Right. We'll schedule it for next year. How about that?
Okay, great.
All right. So that's great. So this evening, right now, we have the one, the only Michael Ross, and he's a designer out of Atlanta. But guess what he designs? Okay, let's not wait. Let's just bring him on and let him tell a little about himself. And we're ready.
Hi, Michael.
Hey,
Good
Michael.
evening, ladies. How are you?
Great. You look so handsome.
Thank you.
Yes. Excellent. So, Michael, I'm excited. Very, very excited. And I'm very
welcome to the Golden Square.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's all here. I was waiting on my partner to say that. That's my partner in crime. So listen, we're glad to start this month off with you. And with you, hey Dion, how are you?
Hey Dion, I know Dion too. Hey.
Hey. So, hey Dion.
Starting off with you, and you're in the fashion arena. So so am myself, and that's how we know each other. But I would like for you to tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So Michael Moss is my government name. I am the founder and CEO of Big Man Culture. So Big Man Culture, I don't know if we're going into that part, but Big Man Culture is basically a lifestyle and fashion brand. And it's specifically based pretty much our audience is all of the big men that are out here. And when we say fashion and lifestyle and culture, it's all based upon clothing. We do events. We do a few other things that are affiliated with our brand. But you do see a lot of, if anything, on our social media pages, you'll see a lot of us in custom suits because that's one of the main things or our chief priority as far as our brand is concerned. So that's where we are. We do that for big and tall men. But however, let me dispel the myth that it is a men's fashion line. So I have a saying that my tape measure measures success. So it doesn't make a difference if you're a big guy or not. So we make it work. Yes.
I like that. I like that. So let me ask you this. So are you the only tailor at your with your brand?
The brand, yes. So I'm the only tailor. We do have a lot of let's say interesting entrepreneurs. So pretty much everyone that you see on either the pages, website, most of them are entrepreneurs, which is rare because a lot of guys that are invested in the company, if you will, They're entrepreneurs. They give a lot or provide a lot for the brand. So it helps us to be able, or it helps me honestly to be able to spread the word because of these guys owning businesses. They're able to send that information out to their networks, and that's kind of how we roll.
Okay, that's
Right.
good. That's keeping the support and everything that
Absolutely.
we need in one place. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So listen, I have been looking for a 62 long double breast jacket.
Okay.
So am I talking to the man or am you just gonna
You're
tell me
talking to
something?
the man. Yes.
The man.
So,
The man.
so it's funny. So I'm very transparent. So I'm 6'4", probably like 305, right? I'm
Okay.
probably the shortest guy in my group of guys that you usually see me with.
Wow.
In my family, I'm actually one of the shortest males in my family too. My brother 6'6", dad 6'5", and that's how big man culture actually started because of the fact there was a need. We
It was
couldn't
a
really
need
find.
in your family. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
Just my family alone. So if my
right,
family
right,
needed, somebody else needed as well. So
right.
that's
Absolutely.
great.
So I have a
Great.
quick question for you.
Sure.
What is meant by redefining the standard? What do you
Very
mean by
good.
that?
Very good question. So typically or stereotypically, let me say that a lot of people see big men as the big sloppy guy. He can't dress. He can't,
Right.
present himself well.
Right.
So a lot of times you'll see us and the way we present ourselves is the way that we actually, or the lens that we would like other men to see or be seen.
Okay.
So redefining the standard means that this is not the standard of, oh, the big guy can't wear this or he can't wear colors. As you can see, I
Right.
have no problem with that. But
Right.
the standard is in society is that, big guys can't do certain things. And we're redefining that by showing people how to mix colors, how to actually not only just by clothes and fashion, but also in your lifestyle, the things that we
Right.
expand and the things that we offer, I think are pretty cool. So,
Well, I just want to say to everybody who taken that myth and
right,
they need to go ahead and throw it away because there's nothing sexier than a big man. So let me just say that. Let me put that
right,
out.
right.
Just put that on out there, Ms. Lee. Put that
Yeah,
on
let
out
me
there.
put that on out there. So
Absolutely.
when you see a big man walk in,
Right.
your eyes go, well, let me just talk about my eyes.
That's okay.
My eyes go get big, and then he smells good.
Right,
Okay.
right.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
Looking good and smelling good. Those
Then
are the
yeah,
two.
you're looking at his feet and going, boy, you just got my ear. So that is a myth. We need to go ahead and take it
Yeah,
and throw
just
it
throw
out
that out the
out the
window.
door. Yeah,
Right. And
that's the same thing in the big girls.
right,
That we can't wear this, we can't wear color.
right.
And myself, I'm 6'2", and I'm a big girl. I'm a big
Right.
girl, so therefore I want a big man. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
yeah, if you push me, I ain't gonna fall too quick. However, if you push me, I know he's there to catch me. So
Absolutely.
it's nothing like a big man. I'm so glad that you're doing this, and I wanted to ask, how do they out of town? Because I know your final, not even your final, in the beginning when you are measuring or
Right.
getting ready to get measurements from someone, and I know you want to go on the inside
Right.
before you take that first number, 6 inches here, da da da.
Right.
For a brother that's out of town, do they have to fly into Atlanta, or how do you do it?
So no, they don't have to fly into Atlanta. So what happens is I have a pretty sound system, if you will, to where if you go to a regular department store, I don't usually like to use names, but in the
Okay.
department store,
Right.
they probably will do 5 or 6 measures. We have about 23 because everything is custom. So everything, if you do, or if we actually will connect you, regardless of where you are. As a matter of fact, I just sent out a suit to Seattle yesterday and one out to Philadelphia. I'm sorry, Kansas City today, one going to Philadelphia tomorrow. So it doesn't make a difference where you are. But those 22 measurements, because they are so precise, it's easy to knock it out. So no issues, no concerns. And even let's say, for instance, we were off somewhere, or the person that actually measured you, if you weren't here in Atlanta. I also have other consultants that are in major cities as well. I always know a place that I can get you to. Yeah.
Okay, so right now today, I'm still here in Florida.
Florida.
However,
Mhm.
if I know, and I have brothers,
Okay.
and anyway, I'm gonna stop at my brother. But
Okay.
um, if he's here in Broward County, who would
Okay.
you send him to?
So I've got two people I can think right offhand. I've got a guy, Derek, that's out there. So Broward is what? Fort
Fort
Lauderdale?
Lauderdale, yeah,
Yep.
Coral Springs area, yeah.
I've got a guy, Derek, that's out there. I've got another guy, Chris, that's out there in that area. So it's people that I honestly that I trust.
Okay,
Because I know that they know how
what you're
to
looking for,
make the measurements. Yes.
right?
So I see you have personal styling. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
me and my guy are going out. And I
Right.
looked at him and I said, you can't wear that with me tonight.
Oh, hold on a second. Regina said,
So
"Do
we
you only
told
make
you.
Sharilyn?" Regina said, "Do you only make big men clothing?"
So the answer to that question, no, I make all clothing. I think that again, our niche, whatever you want to say, that market has been big and tall men only because we can't walk into department stores or regular stores and get things off of the rack. So a lot of
Right.
that information or the stuff that we do is custom. But again, I mean, I've had, I think my client, the one I'm sending to Philadelphia, is 5'5", 125. So he's not the biggest guy in the world. But yes, I'm able to do those things and no issues at all. And yes, I do have someone in Alabama as well. That question
Okay,
popped up.
so you
Yeah.
got that answer too.
I got them all knocked out.
He's
Got 'em
covered.
knocked
Every
out.
city is covered. Every state is covered. Every
Okay.
city is covered.
So
Go
to
ahead,
my
Cheryl.
question on your personal styling and your
Sure.
virtual thing, how
Sure.
does that work? So we're going out and
Right.
I want you to dress him. How does that work?
So what happens is, and actually I'm about to upload one of those videos of a virtual styling that I just did. So it's a gentleman that may call me and say, hey, I'm actually trying to surprise my wife or my girlfriend or whoever. And what we will do is take the pieces that he has and actually find ways to make color combinations, because that's one thing that also happens for stylists. So I started as a stylist well before I started making clothes. So I know how to put pieces together. The other thing about it as well is that, let's say, for instance, it's a week or two in advance. Well, now, hey, you want me to go to the store with you and you live out in St. Louis? No problem. I've done it before,
Right.
So it's simply just us being able to connect with through video or whatever the case may be. I also have a styling guide that will tell you these certain colors and these color wheels will work as well. So yes, to answer your question, there's different ways to always knock it out, but I've been able to reach people in so many different places that way.
So I heard a guy say, and he was a regular big guy, that if he
Okay.
goes to the store and if the suit don't cost at least $400 or $500, he knows he can't wear it. But what about the
Okay.
big guys who can't afford that, who are on a budget? How would that work?
So the way that we work that is, let's say for instance, they come to me and say, man, I really want that, but I can't afford it. Well, we do have options that fit your budget. Let's say that. And that's the good thing about it being custom, because you can go to a regular store and they're going to give you, and let's be honest, some of them may give you 2 suits for $150. Well, that may be where you need to go, because we're not selling it that way. However, we will work within your budget, which makes sense. Now, if it doesn't make sense, that's fine, because honestly, some of the offerings that we provide or services that we provide may not be for everyone. It's just,
Right.
and again, that's not singling out anyone, because they say, oh, I'm not a big man. So what about the small man culture? I get that question all the time, right? And so, but then those same people, that the way I answer that question is, I got a measuring tape sitting right here in my car if you want to go ahead and get measured. Right. So to answer your question, it's really based upon me being able to provide the knowledge of the years that I've been in the fashion industry, and just being able to glean from other persons and men in the industry that I can also be able to provide that same knowledge to that person. But again, if it makes sense for your budget, let's make it happen. If it doesn't, that's fine. Maybe we can find some other ways to help you.
Right. And that's normally in everything.
Right.
And the full figure women, it's
Right.
the same way. We want to look good. We want to make sure everything is tailored and tapered and put
Right.
over here and put her over here, and all that looks good at the end of the day. But for some reason, in time to invest in our own self, we put us on the back burner.
Right.
Take the words out of my mouth. Yep.
Yeah, we put ourselves on the back burner. All except me. I'd be
Yeah.
that other one you see right there. Yeah.
I spent a little bit.
On a norm, we as people, not just women or men, but people, we put ourselves on the back burner. It's
Absolutely.
time for my child to do this, and no, well, this got to happen. No, I got to pay this bill and all that. That's true enough.
Right.
But then if we think about the money that we do throw away.
Right.
Really. And you took the words out of my mouth when you said that, because what I tell my clients is that when you walk or you come into a consultation with us, you're making an investment into yourself.
Absolutely.
And that is what there's a wordplay thing that goes there, but at the same time, you also have to understand is that investment, that one investment that you make could change your life when you go into an office or you go into a party or whatever the case may be. It's like, man, who made that suit? It's like, oh, man, because now we have a conversation piece, now we have something that is going to intrigue that person, that all because you made that one investment in yourself.
Exactly.
And,
let me ask you this question.
Good.
Okay, so I've had a job on the garbage truck for years. Now I've gotten a promotion.
I get this all the time.
Yeah, I've gotten a promotion and I'm going into the office.
Right.
What do you suggest? I have to have a business look.
Right.
What do you suggest that on that first big buy that I'm going to invest in myself to go into the office? What should I buy?
Great question. So every man should own, I would say, 3 to 5 suits that are a black, a blue, a tan, because they're versatile. And you can also take some of those pieces and mix and match. So when they're now getting that promotion, or now they're going in and they really want to invest in their style, there are base colors that you would start with. And then you want to go and maybe pick that one that has some plaid or something like that, just to kind of give you a feel of just, maybe that Friday, you just want to dress down or whatever the case may be. So I've had that question asked a lot of times, and a lot of my clients have come to me with those same questions. So what we do, and again, with our virtual styling, or either our what we call a style profile, it will basically allow us to be able to tell you, based upon a small talk or interview with you, now say, okay, based upon what we heard, these are the things that we need to have in your wardrobe, or even we need to have an overhaul of what you do. We have athletes, we have your regular guys that will work every day. I've got attorneys, I've got everything. So I'm able to take something that I would sell to an attorney and turn around and sell that right to you, or at least provide you an option of what that looks like. Because again, it may not be for you, but let's say, for instance, you're in Alabama. That was a question. Well, I know a few vendors in Alabama that may be, in your budget or whatever the case may be. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So you're not just Regina wants to know if you sell or make hats.
So both. I don't necessarily make them. I have made them. I didn't make this, by the way, but I've made a few of them. So yes. So we actually have people, what I call my family. I can't even call them vendors, because they are internal in the big man culture world, and they actually have hats. So we don't necessarily have them on the site right now, but we're changing the website to where you can see those vendors and be able to get those vendors. So yes, but I personally have made a few. I have a block. I light that thing on fire. I like to feel it on fire. I can do it all.
Lisa said there's nothing like a big man, and I agree.
And I agree with her too. I agree too.
I agree 1,000%. And I'm really happy that you have supporters, and you guys support each other. You're sharing the wealth. You're not keeping it all to yourself. Now that and a hat all by itself, I enjoy just knowing that. So the question that I had is, do you use fit models to showcase anything, or you just got a person that say, hey, I want to come in, I want to do, I want to suit, whatever?
So when you say fit models, is that what we show them when they come in, or
something that every cloth that we put on our back, somebody else has made it to fit that particular person's body, and then that person pray that that's my body inside of that outfit. So that's a fit model.
Got it. Yeah. So one of the things that a lot of people are visual, right? And so we're able to see, and I have clients that are 6'7", 365, but they look at something that Kevin Hart hat on and said, I want to look like that.
Uh-huh.
There's a possibility we can do it, but Kevin Hart is small, right?
Right.
But and then here's the difference. This is kind of a shameless plug, but the difference in coming as a big guy to actually any guy, but coming to a custom clothier versus getting something off the rack is we know the details that are going to contour to your body, which means that there's certain shoulder lengths and shoulder angles that we can do. We can make lapels larger or smaller based upon your shoulders or the way that your face is. I got a big head, so I'm not gonna put super huge wide lapels on there because now what it does is accentuates my shoulders and things of that nature, or the chest area. There's ways that we can do it. And that's why those 22, 23 measurements are important, because now it basically allows me to be able to go in and say that I can visually see what I can do to help you to move forward or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's a lot of ways you can go into that. And I can do that all night. So
okay, so let me ask you this, because this is like this is my world right now. This is who I am. This is who I am. Sure. So what if we have a guy, say about 6'4", 6'5", right? And I want to say to him, "Babe, put on a plaid shirt." So am I using big plaids, or I'm using small ones like you have on?
Right. So the small ones, and really what I focus on, especially as a big guy, is going with the vertical stripes, because horizontal stripes widens the body, right? Okay. A lot of people don't know that because they don't study those things. They just put the stuff on and say, "Oh, it looks good." Right. I try to focus on color palettes and stripes and things that are going to honestly shrink you if you want to, or if you want to get wider, that's fine. I mean, again, I've got ranges from 5'5" to 6'10". You see a couple of those guys on my pages now. And so I think the thing is that just knowing the person, again, not every guy is going to go out with a mustard colored blazer on, So I don't think so. But you don't know until you ask that guy.
Absolutely. Yes, and then he doesn't know it until he tried it on.
There it is.
He's afraid of the color. That's it. Like, my favorite color is orange, and I'm gonna go and say, put on an orange jacket, and they probably look at me and go like, "So you don't feel good today, right?" I'm stuck up with a cold, but I really need you to be in this orange jacket. So I want to know how I don't know if I want to say introduce him, but how do I really get him to say, "Okay, I'll try it on"? Let me just try it for you.
It's really piece by piece. So I'll give you a prime example. I have one client. He's a diehard client of mine. He never liked color, so he's chocolate. So he says to himself, "It's like, man, I'm super dark, so I really don't know if this color is going to work for me. That color is going to work for me." So what I do actually, when you come into a consultation with me, I have what I call a style studio. So there's a way, in technology wise, where I can actually place that suit on you.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Alexandra says she loves a big man.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So this is big man heaven. Okay.
Right. So
don't knock it till you try it.
There it is. Yeah. And so for us, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, don't let him grow into it.
There you
go.
When
you meet a big man, first of all, I think they are very, very intelligent. I do. For one,
I think they're very, very sexy.
Well, that's my second thing that I should have said first. But my brother is a big guy, and I can't say sexy first because that's most of the time I have in my head, and I like throwing things on him. And he tells me, "Okay, well, wait a minute. Now, what you gonna do?" So, I just love him. I'm with Lisa and all the rest of the women who are saying big men are sexy, and we are passing. We're passing them up because we're only looking at the outside, and we never got to see the inside of that particular person. And then when you get them, it's like, "Oh, wait a minute. Nah, girl, you ain't like them. So what you doing?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I found that most big men have big hearts.
Very.
That's true.
They have very big hearts.
So I'll say this, and I don't know when your birthday is, Linda, but I too.
It's Monday. Next Monday, the 14th. Let me just
next Monday. Okay, mine is Saturday, the 5th. So
okay, happy birthday.
You know what Scorpio energy is. So
yes.
You get it. So me as a Scorpio, we're giving, we're those people, we got kind hearts. We're pretty much helping anyone. I translate that sometimes to business as well to say, hey, I can help you at least until the point to where, that Scorpio comes out and says, hey, all right, now you're getting on my nerves. But
we do go there.
We'll go there.
We do. I'm a Scorpio too. We definitely go there.
Okay, for sure, right? And so I think the craziest part about it too is that we're very passionate. So that part has been, I believe, what is something good for the business as well, because I can't let a person walk out with my company logo on their garment without knowing they feel great about themselves too. Because I lose sleep when you don't feel good, I'm not
your brand.
Absolutely, because the brand is important. Now, I may not knock out a home run every time, but I'm at least getting to third base.
We're
making something work.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm one of those who I cannot see people crash and burn.
Yeah,
it's what you say. We got to step in,
and
I think all three of us are Scorpions, so I think if the heart was like ours, the world could be in a different place. But anyway, that's just me saying something. But I love the fact that we are here to help build self-esteem. Once you get a person to love himself, herself, that's half of our battle right there. Because being, and I think I've been 6 feet all my life. I know for sure. All my life I've been 6 feet. And then I went to the doctor maybe about 15 years ago. And I had been telling people, even in college playing ball, that I was 6'1". And then he said, no, you're 6'2". And I'm like, no, wait a minute. Now, did I grow an inch? I'm supposed to shrink because I'm getting older, But it's that thing about being a big person.
Mm-hmm.
Our posture is really bad because now we're slumping over so that we can listen to the next person. Instead of that person stand tall, we've been down.
Wow.
So whenever that we can make someone stand tall and believe in yourself. If she or he can't hear you, baby, let me get you some footstools on top of each other so that you can come up to my height. And I've done that with, I won't call celebrities names, but I've taken many pictures with them. And when they come into the room, they like, well, how tall is she?
Yeah.
How short is you? That's the question. Not how tall am I? How short are you? But we can fix yours because you can't fix my height. I'm not coming down. So we'll get you some books and let you stand on this.
I love it.
It's the confidence building
that
I love
the
most out of everything that I do.
Yeah, I'll say this. So next year, it'll be 15 years I've been an entrepreneur. So I've done everything that you can think of. One of the things, and this is going to show my country roots, but T.D. Jakes said this one time. He said, some people draw within the lines, I create them.
Wow.
So some people draw within those lines because they're scared to go too far out. They're scared to go. But entrepreneurs and people that are confident, we create those vibes. We create those feelings. We create those areas for other people because we carry so much confidence, or what I call it as our shine, our anointing, or whatever you want to call it. It comes into a room. So confident people sometimes have to oversaturate an area. So therefore the introverts or the people that are not, really wanting to talk a lot, we bring them out. We pull them out.
Well, wait, hold on. We got to take a break. We got to take a quick break.
Go ahead.
This is good.
We got to pay some bills.
So, everybody listen, give us a couple of seconds and we might have a little something going on for you. But we'll be right back. Don't go away.
All right.
If you're looking for custom handcrafted fashion jewelry that makes a statement, look no further than Linda S. Jewelry, 1426. We specialize in quality pieces fit for any occasion. Follow us on Facebook at Linda S. Jewelry 1426 to view our inventory or to make a purchase. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Oh, wow.
Wow, wasn't that beautiful?
Awesome. That was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to look at the commercial. I'm like, big man. So listen, Mike, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Yeah, so I think that because we carry confidence so well, and just not just myself, but then a lot of guys you see. So you see a consistent group of guys because they honestly believe in the brand, but they carry the same values, the same things that I believe in as well. And I think that helps because some of that confidence that we carry also can be carried on to other people. I'll give you a prime example. Last week, we're working with this one organization here in Georgia. They had some type of event. We came in, obviously being big guys. So again, I'm 6'4". The two guys with me were 6'7" and 6'6". So, we're walking in as giants. We're suited and booted, having a good time. And it was so interesting because there were a couple people there kind of sitting in the corner, not really doing anything. So, hey, we also like to have a good time. We're dancing, having a good time. And then all of a sudden, the party kind of started moving. But in our minds, that's what we're so used to doing. But for them, it was like, okay, I really planned to come here, sit in the corner. Everybody's going to be bougie, whatever the case may be. Hey, look, at the same time, I may have on a great custom suit, but I am from Apex, North Carolina. We're going to have a good time. Okay. So let me be clear. I'm a country boy at heart, but I say that to say, I was 11 pounds, 8 ounces out of the womb.
Oh,
I've
wow.
never been small. I've never been small. So
wait a minute, go. You just don't say those numbers in past, and both of us are mothers.
Okay.
And my biggest one was like 10 pounds. So I'm like, what?
10?
And how many kids did your mother have?
4.
And are you the first? Where
I'm the
you?
last. I'm the last. Yeah.
You had to be.
That's why you have anymore.
Right. I came out as the turkey. I was close to Thanksgiving, so I was the big turkey. But
Dionne says that her daughter is 6'4". And what she tries to tell her is don't go to their standard. You come up. Don't shrink to theirs. Make them come up to your level. And Dionne, I think that's some very good, wise advice for you to be giving your daughter.
But as a young lady not young lady, a little girl in 6th grade. Mm-hmm. And as I stated earlier, I think I've been 6 feet all my life. Right. And I had to learn from my father. And back in the day, our teachers back then were different from the teachers are, today. Right. But they would tell me the same thing, stand up.
Right.
I am shorter than you. That's how God made me. So therefore, he wanted me to speak just a little louder or clearer. Okay. And you don't have to bend down to hear what I said. And then you don't understand that until you get older. Because still as a child, my friends, for whatever reason, was like 2'3". What's going on? So, but I also started playing ball when I was like in the 5th grade because I was not a big girl, and people use that word crazy, but I was a tall girl. So there's a difference in being a big girl and a tall girl.
Right.
And then when I became a woman, I was both. But anyway, so we have to learn how to help our kids mature in the fact that this is who you are.
Right.
And it doesn't matter your height or your size, you still are a human being. That's the real thing about this. You're a human being. How big or how small is your heart?
Makes
That
sense.
yeah, we got to do that. We have to continue to have men like you reach out and please one day pull up all these pants. When I think about and look at you and a couple of other guys that I
Right.
do know, and reflect back on my grandfather and probably your grandfather as well, and Sharilyn's, they went to the corner store in a 3-piece suit.
Absolutely.
What
Right,
in a
right.
Absolutely.
hat?
Never
You
walked
just
out the
went
door
to
and
the
not be dressed.
That's right.
absolutely.
That's
So
right.
when and how are we going to bring that back to our young men?
So I'll tell you this, it's something we've actually already started doing. So I actually have something called a culture class. So I do two segments. So one between the ages of 13 and 19, and then there's a gap for the 20 to 35-year-old. So the culture class basically teaches, because again, I'm a country boy. Nobody ever taught me this bread and drink. So the B and the D. Which,
Yeah.
let me see it right. So it tells you what side you
And-
need to have your fork on, things of that nature. That's
Right.
something that's kind of, I would say, old school, or the case may be. But honestly, they never told me that. Back in my days, they never told us about the way that we walk into a room,
Right.
and our first impression will be a lasting impression. There are ways that I do it, but I also have other, like one of my mentees. He is probably the person that runs that class, if you will, more than anybody, because he's closer to the age. My fraternity, same thing, the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. We do a lot of those things as well. The reason why that's important to me is because I do see those things. Now, I don't try to come in and not meet you where you are. And when I say that, it's like, okay, maybe your pants are below, whatever the case may be, but let me provide you an option or scenario that would make sense why. So therefore, instead of just talking you and telling you what that is or why I feel some way about it, let me show you a scenario of why that may not be the best choice. Right. And then I've had guys to come back to me and say, man, hey, big bro or OG, whatever they call me. And it's like, hey, that made sense to me because I actually needed to use that scenario. So that's what to answer your question, that's what I'm actually doing, and a couple of other guys are also doing as well. We do those culture classes to kind of give and introduce something else that maybe honestly they've never seen before.
Are those culture classes virtual? Are they virtual or?
I haven't had them virtual as of yet, but it's easy to do that as well.
Yeah, my thing is going back to what you said is about speaking to them as a human being, instead of talking at them.
That's correct.
So that makes a big difference. So
Absolutely.
we as the older generations have to learn or relearn how to do that, because if we put ourselves in their shoes, someone talked to us and then someone talked at us, so we know the difference, and now we can go to each one of them and go, hey, this is how you should do this, young lady, young man.
Absolutely.
Instead of, why don't you do this right here, and why are you looking like that? That makes a difference. And I mean, just put yourself in their shoes, that if you spoke to me that way, well, I'm not a good example when I say crazy things like that, because my mind go crazy. So, and they mind go crazy as well. And that's why we end up saying they are so disrespectful. Well, how respectful were you to them in order to make them come out? So it's a win-win on both sides, I believe.
And the approach is key. Just to sum that up, the approach is key, because that's the same thing that we even talk about in our custom clothing, is like your approach to how this is going to work for you. And again, we never beat anyone over the head, forgive my terms, but we never really tell anyone that, hey, you have to go with us as soon as you walk in the door. We don't start until you sign the contract and say you're ready to go. But here's the thing. Before you leave here, you're going to see a difference before you, or when you walk out of that door, because we're going to tell you and give you scenarios of how that works, how that look that we're going to provide for you, or your vision that you had is now going to be able to help you to be a better person. That same thing happens when we talk to the younger generation.
Right.
Is that these are the things or the tools that we can provide for you that's going to help you to be a better person.
So what does your contract look like?
It's short.
Short.
It's short because basically here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because sometimes that's what make people run. I got to sign a contract. So what does your contract look like?
So it's going to tell you what we're going to provide. If that's a two-piece suit, if that's a shirt, whatever the case may be, it's going to give you the price and it's going to give you the time frame. Here's the reason why I do contracts now, because I've been burned a lot of times. Let's be honest. I'm going to be 100%. And my 100% is when we don't put things on paper, and a lot of people are visual, when you don't put it on paper now, oh, no, remember I said, well, hold on. Here's the contract that says.
Right.
Exactly.
And what it does is that it gives you a little bit more comfort that you're also dealing with a real business. We're not talking about one of your cousins over here that's talking about something that they just talked about. It's actually something that says we have a binding contract, which means I have a responsibility and you have a financial responsibility as well. So therefore, it makes you feel a little bit better when you're taking this type of investment in yourself.
And they want that, because when you go to a lot of people and you don't have that contract, it's like, oh yeah,
I don't want to deal with that.
So, but when you start putting out the paper and saying, "Hey, read this over," and I'm glad to know that it's short, because now it's nothing long and drawn out. Because I can't read all this right here, man. What it say? Listen,
you need a lawyer for it.
Absolutely, there's a piece in there that you missed, and you bought it back, and it wasn't how it's supposed to be, and then you're going, I didn't know that. Well, you signed it. Here it is right here. So
that's true.
That's good that everything is short. Proud of
Alex says she's proud of you and she will see you at the top.
She's proud of me because we sleep in the same bed. That's my wife.
Oh, we see why you're so proud of him, Alex.
She's the one that keeps me smiling though.
All right. Put it out there. All of us don't have that, but for those who have it,
I will say this. So she's 6'2". She's a model as well. She's 6'2", I'm 6'4". So our oldest son is probably like 6 foot now. He's 12 years old. Oh, so just imagine how we have to now tell him, and our daughter, who is probably like 5'8", 5'9", we have to tell them those same things you mentioned, Linda. Stand up straight. Don't bend down for them, because they're gonna have to come to your level. Absolutely. And I mean, obviously, with both of us being tall and the things that we experienced in high school, college, and even down in elementary school, we have to tell our own children that so they can hear that information.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's important.
And not only do they have to hear it, but they need to see it as well.
Absolutely.
When they don't see daddy bending down because the guy that you have is 5 feet, daddy just put a stool there so that he can raise him up and be eye to eye to him. And then you said, hey, bro, this is what's going to work for you. So, they have to see that as well. We have to know that we're the role models for our kids, and not only for our kids, but for the world, man. It's the world. When she walk out the door, somebody is watching.
Absolutely. Wow, you said that. My mom used to say that all the time. So it was weird, the dynamics of my family. My mom was the holier than thou deaconess. My dad was the guy who was like, he was 6'6", 290. He'd slap you in the mouth and ask you questions later. So I got both, but at the same time, that goes back to contracts. Sometimes, I mean, if you've been in business, you know how it works. Sometimes people will try to get over on you in that end. But I will say this, and it's not derogatory terms the way I'm saying it. My dad used to say this: why be a monkey when you be a gorilla? And what he's saying is, why be here when you can be here?
Absolutely. And you know what? They said some of the craziest things.
That was my dad.
And then we don't understand it until we get here.
Until you get down and understand.
And you were like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, what he said years ago. Right.
Okay, well, let's take another quick commercial break right quick, and we'll be right back.
All right.
If you live in Houston and surrounding areas and are in need of quality childcare, contact Cuckoo's Treasures today. We provide professional childcare in a caring and nurturing environment. Do you work second or third shift or don't have a typical schedule? Cuckoo's Treasures can assist you. We're open 24 hours and some weekends. Give us a call today at 346-313-9064. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We got that Mr. Michael
Moss.
Yeah, Moss. Okay.
With the M. Yeah.
Moss.
Why do I always have an R on your name?
That's okay.
Okay.
You can go with big man culture. That works.
Yeah, that works. They know who you are.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we oh my God. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. I want to talk to you about relationships as well. There's so much that you have to offer. It's like, where do we go? So we know you're married, know you have 2 kids.
3,
and
actually.
How long you been? Oh, 3. Okay. Well, you only said 2.
Oh, right? Sorry. Yeah. I forgot about the youngest.
Okay. So don't have her come to hit me in the head. But all right.
No.
So, but listen, in your relationship,
right?
How do we keep a relationship strong?
It starts with this, and not just the smile, but the communication. Communication, honestly, is a 2-way street, and it's a cliche. But here's the thing: the honesty and the communication, which means that you have the faith in that person that you can be vulnerable enough to say, "Hey, I'm having a horrible day today. Hey, I don't know how to do that. You know, I'm man enough. You know, I'm the man's man. I grew up with the older siblings, things of that nature. And the one thing is, I'm a man's man. I wear my bravado on my sleeves, but it's on my shoulders. But at the same time, sometimes I've got to be vulnerable enough to say, I trust you with my heart. I trust you with my all. So we just celebrated 15 years.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. Couple of weeks ago, and it was that's interesting because I think we're rare. And when I say that, I'm not just tooting out my own horn, but it's almost like we don't really argue a lot because it's more of the like, okay, we know each other well enough. Like we know what's going to happen. We know what the next step is going to be. So I'm not wasting my time. I always talk about cliches. What my dad used to say, he said, "Hey man, the 2 seconds I just wasted with you, I could have used when I was about to die. I could have used those last 2 breaths, and I just wasted with you."
Right.
Now, that may be harsh to somebody else, but again, you have to know my dad, 6'6", 290. He didn't care what you thought,
Right.
But I digress to say relationships, and even my mom and dad, before he passed in 15, they were 47 years, I think. So it's just, and my mom's still alive. She'll tell you that like that honesty and just knowing that person is what helps you to move forward. As in a relationship. I'll tell you this is somebody else, you get this for free. There's a guy that's a part of our group, Donovan West. He's probably on here somewhere, and if he's not, I'll send you his information. He owns you've seen him on our page, big bald head guy. Donovan owns a company called The Relationship Script, and that's all they talk about. Wednesdays with Wes, he does it, and they talk more relationships than anything. He's definitely he's like the hitch of this whole relationship thing. He lives in Philadelphia. His daughter used to live here in Georgia, but he goes back and forth. But anyway, he's someone else you probably want to bring on too. You could probably talk really deep and get real deep into relationships, entrepreneurship, fashion. He can do it all too.
And what is his last name?
West. I'll make sure to send you
Donovan West.
Donovan West. Yeah, he has his own platform, and he definitely would be somebody you just want to have just a complete relationship platform for. That's him.
And we just want to start. We got to start somewhere.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm guilty of that non-communication thing.
Okay.
But I feel, now listen to me clearly, everybody. I feel when Mr. Right approaches, come into my life, come behind me, on the side of me, that I can communicate a little bit better to let them know my do's and my don'ts, I want and your will. So it's not just communicating with anybody. You know, my first thing is I tell you exactly how it is, how I see it, how it's gonna go, and if you say no, I'm okay with it. But waiting for that someone to say, okay, what's wrong today? And then I can say what's wrong today. That's where I am right now. So I do have the communication skills. I just do not choose to waste them.
Right.
Lisa says so many people don't have communication skills anymore. And I think that's because we don't talk to one another. You know, in this world of technology and texting and that's just a pet peeve of mine. Don't text me with something important. Pick up the phone and call me.
Hey, yeah. Linda, I'm sorry. I think I texted.
Gotten away from that.
Hey, look, Sharilyn, I'm sorry. I think I texted Linda a few times.
But that's okay.
Linda's good at texting.
Yeah, that's business.
I'm gonna tell you her business why she's good with. She likes texting. She don't remember in that thing, so she has to be able to go back and read.
Hey, I agree. I agree. It's like my contract.
Listen, on the 14th of this month, Michael, I'll be 65 years old. So now what do I need to do? I need for you to text me.
But then she'll turn around and ask me, what did you say? What?
Oh, wow.
66, I don't know.
I'll tell you this. So it goes back to the relationships part where people will say, well, I'm such and such age. I'll never get that person that's right for me. So in March of 2023, I am doing a suit and for a guy that's 71. He'll be 71 by that time. And he's getting married at the age of 71. The coolest part about that is what he told me. And I was like, man, I'm listening. I'm here at your feet. I'm listening. He told me, he said, I spent so much time listening to what society thought was good for me. And when that one person came, I'm thinking, he's thinking to himself, like, wait a minute, I thought I was on the latter stage of my life. And that person brought life to him. When he said that, I was like, whoa, like, you got me.
Okay, so you got me because I know a person in my life, and I said I wanted to marry that person when I'm 80 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, 90. 90 years old. So if he's 71, there is hope for me. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody in my hometown, she was 88, he was 90, and she had been single for her husband passed 40 some years ago. They got married about 3 years ago. Yep.
So I say it's never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late. All that stuff that you have on your bucket list, all the stuff that you want to do, don't let because I'm 66, I'm 65, I'm 70 stop.
That make a difference.
I have always wanted to go back to school and get my master's degree. Now I'm struggling. I ain't gonna tell nobody it's not hard. But I went back to school and I'm getting my master's degree. And I'm not gonna say I don't need it because I don't plan to work for anyone else but myself.
Right.
But myself. But I want it because it's something personal. It's something
absolutely.
I want. So it's never too late to do the things that you want to do. All that stuff on the bucket list. Let me go ahead and jump out that plane. You good?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not on my bucket list. I'm waiting till I'm 90, so y'all could just go ahead and shut all that down. Listen, Mike, when I hit 90, you made the suits for all the guys. It's when I hit 90, so I know he's out there. So wherever he is, call me.
There it is. Okay, so I'll give you this one as well. So I was 22, 23. I was in college. And people always ask me, like, man, how does that work? Y'all seem to just have everything together. Now, nobody's perfect.
Right.
But I'll tell you this, and that, I'm not coming here to preach. I'm not, whatever your background is, whatever the case is, I pray specifically for the person. I didn't know who the person was, but I would get up in the morning and as a part of my prayers, I would say, hey, whoever that person is coming into my life, I pray they get to work safely. I pray give them traveling grace and mercy, things like that. Not everybody is going to do that, right? But what it is that you already have plugged that in your mind. So those things become reality to when people say universe or whatever you want to call it. It's like those things are already plugged because it came out of here. So when I say it starts here with the communication of your mouth and what you believe in. That same thing happens with business and everything else. Yeah.
Okay. I always say your tongue speaks stuff into existence.
Absolutely.
Just keep
Absolutely.
speaking. It keeps speaking. And it was
so listen, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go ahead and plan my wedding when I'm 90.
Okay.
So I don't know what month just yet. I think it'll be about July. How about July? Okay. No, it can't be July. That's a crazy month.
No, y'all in Houston, so it's hot.
Yeah, we can't do that one. So it has to be January.
Okay.
And whatever date. Oh, my godmother's birthday, January 11th, 2090. That's my date. So
there it is.
You out there, sir? Call me.
Oh my
Nothing wrong with that.
Call me. So
but
it's real.
I'll be the matron of honor, so she better hurry up.
Listen. When you fall in love, and I'm just gonna say, because I don't know, who it is or whatever, but when you fall in love, you know it's love. You know it's love. Yeah. You know all the other stuff is
absolutely.
It's a waste. There's in the business that you and I in, and your wife as well as being a model, people look at us and they make their judgment call. Oh, well, for you guys, they know you guys are married. For me, they don't know anything about me.
Right.
So they're already saying, oh, she's single, she ain't gonna do this. And she must like women because we'll never see her with a man, because I'm waiting on the right man. So when you see me with that man, you know he is the man. When I say he's the man, he's the man. He's the man. So that he doesn't have to worry about. And the ones that are thinking, you're not him. You're not him. You're not him. So, it's all good. But it's crazy in this life, but we have to enjoy it. And the experience that life gives us, we say, okay, this is it. This is how it's going to be, or it's not going to be.
That's true.
Yeah. So, oh my God, this has been a fantastic quick hour. I don't like.
I know, right?
Time just flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. I don't like these hours. We're gonna have to come. We're gonna have to come back on one of these Thursdays and bring like 3 or 4 men.
There you go.
Everybody has their opinion, so we can see exactly where that man's heart is, and so that women like myself, maybe we're making the wrong choices. Maybe we're not answering to that red flag, because we do have the flags.
Yeah, the flags always there.
Right. So you guys can help us a little bit better. What does a man want? What's the expectation that a man wants from his woman? So
absolutely.
I want to know those things. I'm telling you, he's out there. Call me, please. Tonight.
Hey, look. Now, one caveat. We're Scorpios. We're gonna keep it real. So if those men come, we're just gonna be straight up now.
Hey,
they need to be straight up.
That's all I want right there. That's all I ever do.
We're giving you a warning.
That's right. So he say what he has to say, and then Linda and Sharilyn's on the other end, and we got us. Okay, we're gonna say what it is as well. So we're gonna have to make it happen. Maybe like the last Thursday of the month, right? That'd be good after Thanksgiving. Yeah, coming right into the Christmas holidays, and sometimes you guys don't have girlfriends during the holidays because you know what y'all say. I'm just saying, So I'm just saying.
I'll say this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So a lot of the guys you also see on my page are single. So they would love to be in those conversations too, because they're going to give that perspective. Let's
make it happen. Let's
set it up.
Let's
set it up.
I think that would be a good way to close out November, and an excellent way to bring in December and the new year itself, and knowing this is what we expected in the beginning, and we just didn't go at it. This joker had a red flag so big, everybody in the world could have saw it, but I wanted to have someone. So while
let her go back to your page.
The majority of them. Yeah. But all those suits we made, all those events we've done, it's all in there. Oh, we were just in Houston recently, by the way, over the summer.
Well, you have to come back. You have to come back.
Yeah, we did a happy hour out there. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to come back, and then once you come to South Florida, let me know.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah, let us know so that
and the next time we come to Atlanta, we will let you know.
Just let me know.
Right.
We'll show you a good time.
All right.
We already know it. We already know. So let's do it. And it's already that time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we got to go. But look, Michael, we're gonna do this again. We'll set it up. I will text you.
Yes.
And,
I will call you.
Right. Get a date and make all this work and see what guys we have, because we've had some phenomenal men in our life, in our circle, and on the real, there's nothing like a black man. Let me just tell you that.
Nothing like
once a black man call you baby, girl, what? What? There's nothing like a black man. I don't care what the man say, but a black man is forever.
Absolutely.
Forever. So it's past our time. Thank you all so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you all next week.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, the what? 8th, something like that. But whatever day it is, the 9th, the 10th, we'll see you. Ready for
see you next Thursday at 7 p.m.
But before you go, Michael, okay, excuse us, people. But before you go, tell them how they can reach you.
So every social media platform is Big Man Culture. Also at our website, bigmanculture.com. So in all our social media platforms, you everything from our number to how you can reach us, how you can get everything done. So you can make it happen. And yes, Regina, you can go there and ask about the hat too.
Yeah.
Okay, Regina, you heard it. You got it from there.
Because that is a hat-wearing man.
Yes.
Love it.
All right. So we got to go. We do look forward to seeing everyone. And thank you so much for your time to spend with us on this evening.
Thank you.
And tell the first lady we said hello.
Definitely.
We would bring her on because she got something she wants to say to us to help us. True. To help me get that phone call.
There it
is. So again, thanks for joining Sharilyn and I, the Golden Square podcast. We love it, and we'll see you next week.
All right, take care.